how about we just look at Major Q11? We'll do a Major Q11 part 2.
It actually connects. It actually connects to what I want to say.
For sure.
That's the best part. Both of them are connected. So this is great.
And you don't mind me reading this, and then I'll give you a chance to talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
All right.
But you got to do.
I might misname some things. Yeah.
You got to do the robot voice.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, my voice is it sounds a little hoarse anyway, so it sounds like no. It sounds like a robot, so it's like I can get into character a lot better. So
yeah you have to do the robot voice then.
Like so, in the parentheses.
Yeah, everything in the parentheses it's supposed to be for context. That's internal data. That's like the registration of the Soulborg core registering. So like,
yeah, and
that's the best way to describe it.
And I'm gonna zoom a little bit more so people actually can more likely see it on the screen. Okay. Let's see here. Soul core initialized. Power cells online. Environment scan complete. Organic life forms detected. It sounds like a little lazy robot. I'm just going with it. Task.
I was like, man, Q11 does not want to be alive right now.
Verify with Isadora. Is it Isadora? I think so.
And Isadora.
Okay. Isadora. Yeah. And I need ChatGPT and apprehend meridians. Verification with Isadora unsuccessful. Updating task. Exterminate meridians. Armament array initialized. Plasmatic cannon charging. Wait, cries the organic, with his hand raised. His metal is only an outer shell. A helmet and armor. Major Q10, you are safe. Searching memory bank. Designation. Major Q10 not found. There is a second organic. Her skin is blue and her eyes crimson. Her wings are clad in feathers and razors, and the spear she points at our chest plate hums with a deadly inner technology. The message is clear: stand down. Instead, our plasmatic cannon burns brighter. Does he not remember us? Says the man in the armor. Do you not know me, friend? Zeddy designation, friend not found. On their homeworld, they are melted down and reforged, reprogrammed. They forget the life that came before, says the winged woman. I told you there were no guarantees. He is remade, the 11th design of his series. This is such damn good stuff. The man steps closer, despite the glow of the cannon. Major Q11 then, he says. I'm named Sonlin. I'm your friend. This is Queen Kyrian. She is the one who reconstructed you. We are not your enemies. Please, lower your weapon. Terminal processing error. Memory bank fragmented. Great Forge of Tarata programming fault. Diagnose fighting pit Z13 task exterminate Sergeant 46 mercenary. I am Vidar. Or I am Vidar. And I have brought you to Valhalla for a purpose. I was created to fight, and so I do. Shiori must drink or she will die. Enough. Memory bank files corrupted. Purging memory bank. Friend. Zeddy designation Sonlen. Queen Kyrian lowers her spear. I have given you an arsenal. Cannons, rockets, a hammer designed by Vidar himself. Use them to protect your friends, says Sonlen. Only harm your enemies. We speak. Identify our enemy. He is a Valkyrie named Utgar, says Sonlen. He is the greatest cause of our suffering. Understood, we say, and seize the hammer of war. Updating task. Exterminate Utgar.
bro. Like, we
I
talk about how amazing this work is.
Yeah.
First of all,
I think I just qualified myself as being the character for this now. I think I just did my own.
No, honestly, there was a part when you started having that voice break, and then like it sounded like were getting corrupted. It worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
Because this is what's being told in the story, right? According to the narrative, right now, they have it's sad, man. Like I actually started tearing up. I'm not gonna lie, because
I got some questions too.
Yeah.
About this. Well, first, who's Isadora?
Okay, so if you remember, the warden character.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Make sure I get the numbers right, because I always mix them. Oh, darn you. Warden 816. There you go.
Warden
I keep saying
816.
X17. It's 816. Warden 816. He is the only figure that was summoned from a planet known as Isadora.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so Isadora is a planet that was mentioned in the Blastotron's bio. Okay?
Okay.
And the Blastotron's bio describes it as a prison planet. So this is deep Alpha Prime referencing, right? We're referencing the core material behind Alpha Prime's original design with this bio, okay? Because the way Alpha Prime is described in the Blastotron's bio is that it used to be called Meridian. It used to be Utopia, right? They solved every social ill with technology. They created the Robota, and the Robota would do everything for them. They never had to work. They never got sick. It was perfect society because of this robots. But then the one time happened when the guy was like, he tried to preserve the life of his child and put her soul in a machine.
Mm-hmm.
And thus was born the Soulborg. That's how they tell the story. This is from the Blastotron's bio, right? So using that referencing, right, we learned that three millennia pass after the first Soulborg is born in the lore, right? 3 millennia pass, and then the Soulborg have completely taken over Isadora. Dang it. There's so many names. The Soulborg have completely taken over Alpha Prime. But it was called Meridian. The planet was called Meridian. And they changed it to Alpha Prime. The name becomes Alpha Prime after 3 millennia of war. Right? And all the Meridian that were on the original planet, the creators of the Soulborg, are shipped off to this prison planet called Isadora. It's a planet. It's not a moon. It's a planet. Prison planet Isadora. That's how they described it in the OG lore. And it's so important to know the difference between planet and moon. Trust me, I'm telling you, it's a planet. The Alpha Prime lore has interstellar travel between Alpha Prime and this unknown planet, but only one character came from that planet before the game was discontinued. I don't know what their plans were for Isadora, but it is a prison planet, and that's where all the Meridian are right now. And so we decided to reference it because it's part of the main core lore of Soulborg.
Sure.
And thus, in doing so, we want to make sure you know that we're reading our content. We were making sure we were referencing the right stuff. Isadora is a prison planet. I swear, I will link the Blastotron bio. I have sources, homie.
I believe you. I believe you.
I promise you. And again, and if we need citations, I'll say this much. I was the admin of the Wikipedia since 2016.
He was.
Okay.
He is.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about. I don't want to fight, but
I have a question too about let's see here, because there's some interesting things before he purges himself. Like, is he talking about stuff that happened in the past? Because fighting Pit Z13, exterminate Zarjan D, Shiori.
Do you want to know where that
thing about
came
Shiori
from?
is interesting.
Do you want to know where?
Yeah.
Okay, let me sort. We'll go through it one by one because this is a timeline. Y'all missed the timeline for this character. It's so cool. And again, huge shout out to creating this. William did a masterful job with this piece. right? I am a literature fanatic, right? I love writing. I love writing. I love writing. I meant to say reading, but I said I
That
love
too.
writing. I love writing and writing. But no, that's the point, right? That's been my whole life. So it's like when I got to read this for the first time, the joy that erupted from my soul, right? This was so good. I was so excited to get this out. I was so excited to get this out, right? Because that's how the lore council works, right? We each get various assignments. We pitch our work. Everyone reviews it. Then we submit it together. So this isn't just a one-person thing. All of us are doing this in collaboration. There are multiple voices that are behind these pieces. Multiple people review it. And we're all like super excited to tell you the story. And this is how we're doing it, right? So now with that, let me go ahead and get this timeline going because that's what it is, right? So first I need to tell you this is why we have a podcast, right? The context. I need to give you context. Do you, and this is to Tails, do you remember the Lost Webisode script fiasco that took place at some point? I talked to you about, I remember discussing it.
I remember talking about it.
Explain in detail. Yeah.
I remember talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a TLDR because of the sake of time. Back in 2011, when Heroscape had already been announced that it was going to be discontinued, so the fans started going on this huge dive into any access of content possible, right? A lot of people started archiving as much as possible. One of the problems we faced with this archiving effort was we couldn't find the original webisodes. They were missing. They were deleted. The website had already been nuked at this point. We don't know where that went. And unfortunately, the only copy that exists is, in fact, the one I uploaded to YouTube all those years ago. It's bad, and I know it's bad, but that was all that was left.
Yeah.
You don't understand. There was nothing left. When Hasbro said no, it was just we couldn't
Cut
get
everything
it.
off. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just, but we have those memories, and there are people who have those and archived as much as possible, and I was one of those people, right? And while we were trying to find these webisodes, someone I can't remember. The thread is up there, by the way. If you guys want to go check it out, it's pretty cool. Look up the Lost Webisode thread or something like that. It's still there. That's the cool thing about Heroscapers. It keeps our history archived. My discussion back all those years ago is still visible today. You can go read the stuff I said back then about the subject. But somebody who I cannot quite cite at the moment, I don't remember, posted a direct link to a PDF file, and it was just like, oh hey, I found one of the webisode script. I mean, paraphrasing again, but that's what it was said. And I was like, oh wow, that's cool. I checked it out, and I started reading this thing, and I was like, what the? This script was jam-packed with so many references to lore that never existed in main canon, and this was the first time any of us had seen it ever. Right? And this was the crazy part because it was in 2011, right? But the script was dated 2006. I was like, we missed out because this webisode, and it's still, again, it is still available on heroscapers.com right now. You can go there right now and download this webisode. The script, not the webisode itself, just the script. Sadly, we could not get the webisode, but the webisode script is downloadable right now. Q9. Battle of all time. Battle of all time. If you can imagine it, that's all I'm saying. Battle of all time. Also, that's really expensive points. Good luck. I was like, good luck trying. I don't think that would play very well.
I see there's some questions. And we'll get to you guys' comments in a minute, but we do want to.
Those are more mechanical. I will say this.
Yeah.
Those are more mechanical.
Yeah.
I do not really handle that so much as I do. I am narrative man. If you want narrative questions answered, I can do mostly.
By the way, hi Colby
Within
Harkins.
NDA.
Welcome to the stream.
Right. But if it is related to mechanics and stuff like that, I do mention if you bring those up to the game designers. They're much more qualified to talk about that than me. You know, when I play the game, I'm so casual, it's bad. So please, as far as mechanics go, I'm not much help with that, but I am the lore guy. I'm here for the narrative. We got that I got you that.
Right. And this is another part of lore. This is my last thought too on this, is the fact that now we get to the present Age of Annihilation time, at this moment where the lore is we're getting to. So we're re-resurrecting now. Major Q11, Sonlin's there, Queen Kirion's there, resurrecting him. What does Sonlin want him for? Is this going to be now a new team up happening in the future? I mean, I'm just you don't have to answer these questions. I'm just asking myself these questions. You know, it seems like that's
this is why we're asking.
This is a setup. You know.
This is why we're also asking for patience, because you have to remember the scenarios that drop every month are all for updates,
which I read through too. So,
yes,
and we're about to get another one too, because like next week,
yes, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. That is every month you're going to get a new update.
12 scenarios.
All we're asking is patience. I know I may sound a little flippant there. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying there are 12 months in a year. That's 12 scenarios a year. That's 12 lore updates a year, guaranteed. On top of the character bios, on top of the content that comes out. Come on, y'all. I promise you, we got this. There's some cool stuff on the way.
For sure. And Bill Flint is asking us, what happened to Q10? Well, I mean, you get to get destroyed, but how did it get destroyed?
But here's the thing: if it's not published, right? If you're not reading it, if you don't see it, it's on the way.
We'll see.
Please look forward to it. There are stories. This is a living story that will continuously get updated.
This is fun, guys. This is fun.
Every month, you will get a new update, guaranteed. You just have to be patient, and if you don't see answers to your questions, those answers will arrive shortly or soon. Around the corner.
Being
things
developed.
I can't say because yes, there are NDAs, but I promise you, it's all cool. It is all the battle of all time.
And I mean, and we already went through the card. I went through the card last time because it's the only thing I could read through, and it's a good card. This thing is going to be an interesting unit on the competitive battlefield. So that in itself is going to be fun. Yeah.
Let me finish up the story about the script.
Okay.
Because it's still part of that timeline. Like,
for sure.
It's contextual. It's so contextual, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, Lost Webzone script. I downloaded it. I read it. Crazy lore. Never read it before. Never existed in context in the past. We never had any of this information ever presented. Ever. It was so cool. I got attached to it. I was like, I really want this. So you know what I did? I went and took that script and I printed that document by hand. I remember doing that as a kid. At my little office job, I used to work at I used to work at a law office back in the day when I was in high school. I used the law office printer because I mean they print so much paper. It was cool anyway. They didn't mind, and I printed that script so I could have it, and I still have that copy with me today. Okay, so with that information, that word "Great Forger Tarata" comes from that script.
Okay. Cool.
That is the only place it was ever referenced. Okay. and it just from there, like that's huge. That exists, and I obviously I'm going to end up bringing it up a bunch of times because this is huge. This is a huge deal. But for the sake of time, the shorthand version of that is that we went and contacted the original script writer of that Lost Webzone script. Me and William did this. We went and contacted him. His name is David McDermott. Shout out to David McDermott for giving me his time and his ear, right? He spoke to us about that script and we had a good chat. I mean, he was cool. You guys are gonna love this. He's super cool. And I really encourage you to look him up. David McDermott wrote the script for the Heroscape webisode that we all love and hold to our hearts. And we spoke to him about the Lost script, the Lost website script, right? We asked him, we're like, so what is the source of these references, right? The Great Forger Tarata, all these things that you brought up. Where is this lore, or is this like stuff you said, and how did this work out? We want to know, where is this in the canon? And he told us directly that Craig Van Ness himself reviewed these documents. Therefore, because we got that green light, we therefore decided to canonize the information in that Lost website.
Nice.
In this Bible. So now the Great Forger Tarata is canon because of me and William speaking with David about the Lost script. We wanted to make this as authentic as possible. I'm telling you again, we put some effort into these Bibles. I promise you, we love this game, and we're going to keep doing that kind of stuff. Because that's cool. You guys get to tell that to all your friends now. You get some fun trivia now. Oh my gosh, David McDermott created the Great Fortress, and we canonized it because we were like, man, what a cool dude. Let's go ahead and make this canon for the game.
It's good to know what's happening behind the scenes. I can't wait for this promo to come out. Soon with the bugs and the
everything's got
furry
great
willing
vibes to it, I promise.
Yeah.
So we have and just to go through that, right? Fighting Pit Z13, that was in the script. Sergeant D46 was a character that was mentioned in the script as Major Q10's mentor.
Okay.
Who taught him all his battle logs, his battle combat. So there's an entire world building perspective on Alpha Prime in this Lost webisode that we reference. Right, so you got to go get it. You got to go if you want. It is on Heroscapers.com. I know it's on there because I personally got Zorloff. I personally got Zorloff to upload it.
Nice.
Like that was the thing. Zorloff offered to upload, and if you know the name, right? Zorloff offered to upload it because I didn't have permissions to upload the document that I had printed by hand. But I was like, I'll scan it. And then Zorloff uploaded it, and now it's available to the community. You can download that script right now, so you can learn what the Great Forge of Tarata is. Right? You can learn what the Fighting Pit reference is, all that stuff. That's all referencing the script that has the most information about Alpha Prime that was available in 2011, aside from the Blastatron's bio, which we also referenced. Right? This bio references both of them. And then so the sergeants in the script. The I am Vider and I have brought purpose is basically it's Major Q10's memory of being summoned, also getting moved.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So this is why I kind of started tearing up because this bio is written like a tragedy. Q11's deleting memory.
Right.
And it's sad, but this is part of those like tragedies of that we they're into the story as well, because remember, war is not all about it. Yes, it's about battle, but it's also about pain.
Sure.
And this is a very painful bio to think about because Q11's deleting memory.
Usually character arc, involves going through stuff. So
Roguescaper knows.
Yeah,
See, Roguescaper knows
Sergeant
about
got canonized.
Yep. We canonized. Yeah, we did that for y'all. We canonized Sergeant D46.
That's great.
D46 is now a potential, is in the mythos, but everyone is like, when he's going to become a character. You just he's in the story now. That we gotta wait. You gotta wait for that. We don't know those guys. Right?
Can't throw everything out at once, guys. Just
please look forward.
Enjoy the moment as it is.
But everything, the stuff we were able to get out is in, I am through that I was able to spearhead the effort to get this script canonized. Like come on, that's insane. That's such
great.
A cool opportunity. Yeah.
Well,
and William was able to put it in the bio. What was it? And then you did ask about Shiori. So that's the last part of this mini timeline. That's in Thorman's journal because Major Q11 protects Shiori from dying in Volcarian Wasteland in the bio. Okay. If you remember when they were in the Volcarian Wasteland, they were running. She fell ill because of the ash, and he had to carry her through the fire.
Okay.
Major Q11 did that, right? Because Q11 was the embodiment of mercy. Or not Q. Dang it, Q10. I hate
Q10.
numbers.
Yeah.
Q10 was the. No.
Well, he's thinking about his past self. He's thinking about his past self.
But he's thinking about his past. There you go. Yes. So Q11's thinking of his past self as the embodiment of mercy. But because all that information did not resonate, he deleted it.
That's interesting.
So, yeah, it's this. Oh, man, William is genius storyteller.
And I like it how it just as something to read through too. Even for me, the first time, it flows well. It flows very well. I could literally just take this and put it on a script and then just animate it and do the voices, and that would be they wouldn't have to change much really.
Bill's got great questions. I'm watching on the side as well. Right? So Bill, I promise. If you're noticing things like that and you don't see it published, hold on to that. That's stuff you get. Please look for. That's the point, right? It is a living story. It will get updated every month. New things will come out every month in the story. We can't promise new you obviously can't promise new minis. That's insane. I'm just you guys, come on. But the lore is flowing.
Yeah.
We got great story options.
Fluid story.
So please look for it.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else to say, I guess I can.
But
I can end.
Yeah. If you have any other questions for me about this bio, I can answer what I can.
That's basically what I had for it.
Yep.
So yeah, and so that's taking a look.
I covered everything I wanted. Yeah. This one because it was really cool, honestly, to be able to canonize that script. That's a big part. This is what the bio was able to.
That's cool. So that's taking a look at the second half of Major Q11 and looking into his lore.